All right, good morning, everybody. Let me just get things all set up. All right, guys in the trade room, can you guys hear me? Lucian here. Test, test. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you guys can hear me. Good to go. Cool. Let me just do a quick other check right now. And YouTube is live. All right, so we're live over there. All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. If you hear a little bit of humming in the background, I got my little light fan. Shout out to the Dyson hot and cool fan that has a little bit of a silent. What's up, Vladdy? It's got a little bit of a silent, cool breeze. And because it's a little bit rainy out, but also a little bit hot and muggy. So I need to find the right temperature today. All right. Sorry, guys. I got like several screens up in front of me here. So let me just find the one to the chat room so I can see you guys. And then we'll get going. There we go. All right. I will take a look at MLNT in un momento. So as you guys can see here, this is the chart of the futures. Let's go to the daily chart. Futures have been moving up, but as you can see, getting near resistance levels. You can see got to be something to be aware of. While things are bullish, at the same time, be aware of a head right there on the daily chart. Be aware of a left shoulder over here. And possibly, so you can see a bigger potential head and shoulder. So that's a little bit, got to be careful of that. So you want to see if you're bullish, price start to get above these levels here, that 29.61 area. Otherwise, it has kind of a head and shoulders. But, again, you can see kind of an inverse head and shoulders. So we got to watch and see. It's getting near, it's near resistance. It's pulling back. So got to watch and see what happens today. So let's take a look and see what's going on. We'll take a look at a couple from the watch list, and then we will go over to trade ideas. Again, if you head over to our website at bullishbears.com, you'll see we post our watch list daily over here. So if you click on here, our day trade watch list is right here. So you'll see I put these into our my Thinkorswim platform today. And then also we do trade ideas, gappers here. We post them every morning. And then we do share our trade idea screen share live as well each day. So we do a combination in the morning of our watch list and trade ideas. So first up we're going to take a look at is CNAT. So the reason why that one's on the watch list is it held its highs at the end of the day yesterday, right around that 103. Those whole and half dollar amounts got to play very close attention to them, because many of times they want to continue above, potentially break $1. You can see right now, if looking at CNAT, there is a gap on the daily. So again, there's no guarantee it's going to go and fill that gap, obviously. But it's one of those ones, see if it can break this 103 marker and hold. If so, it's got some room, potentially to that $1.50-ish or so, and then see if it goes near that gap. So that's why you can see some decent volume, closing above the moving average lines. May want to move up, but again, it has to get above that 103 area. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. CIFS. So CIFS held its highs yesterday at the end of the day. Now it's kind of got up. It's dumping pre-market now. So obviously that 198 is an important marker. If it can, again, it kind of held its highs above the moving average lines. If it can get above that $2 range, I'd kind of move it. I'd move it up to $2, just the whole dollar amount. If it can get above $2, then next up, look at that 50 SMA right there, that pink line. Let's also look at the hourly. So the hourly might be doing possibly a cup and handle. Got to watch and see. But you can see that $2 marker, very important level. And next up, OAS, kind of another one. Held its highs. Now this is a very high float, so that'll be a very slow mover. Held its highs at 530. If it can continue above, so you can see it's slowly above it pre-market. Again, needs some volume, but keep an eye on our watch list, because a lot of times, at market open, some of these get 2, 3, 400,000 volume, and they're slow grinders, and they may continue up. If again, there's no guarantees that it'll do this, but you can see the next level up, that 50 SMA. Let me look on hourly if there's anything else. So probably kind of like that 560s range, right up in here. So if a stock like this is a slow grinder, if it gets some volume and it can continue up, if it goes from 530 to 550, 560-ish potentially and grinds for a little while, you might be able to scalp 10, 15 cents out of it, on a slower grind. So that's why we put a combination of some medium and higher floats as well as ones from Trade Ideas. So let's take a look now at Trade Ideas. So I like how with this one, OAS, it is still kind of holding its highs. Again, not much volume pre-market, but you'd like to see it get volume at the open. If it can get volume at the open and it can stay above these moving average lines, see if the moving average lines will push price up. All right, so now let's look at MLNT. Alright. Give me a second, guys. I'm just taking a look at my other screen right now as well. Alright, so oops, hold on one second. All right, so MLNT. There we go. This is looking really nice. So this one's hitting Trade Ideas, the top of Trade Ideas in the pre-market. So with MLNT, you can see it's kind of had a diagonal flag here, pulls back here. It's kind of getting a little bit overextended at this point. We got to watch and see if it'll continue above that 463 level. Just watch and see if it'll stair step up. So obviously we will be looking at MLNT at open. Next up, let's look at FRSX. So this one here looks like it may be trying to do a potential break of $1. You can see pre-market highs 163. Kind of draw your trend lines kind of right here. So see if it forms an ascending triangle or if it's going to do a head and shoulders pattern. Got to watch and see. So FRSX, we'll keep an eye. See if we can get above that 163 level. Then I'd look at that 200 SMA and then $2 as resistance level. All right. Let's look at SPHS. SPHS is another one that might be potentially... Oh, let me remove the drawings. Gapped up to $1.37 pre-market. Right up. Come on. Right up here. The only problem with this one right now, it's got this crazy long wick to contend with. So be aware where it might look like it's a flag here, but if it doesn't, it's got to contend up here, so be careful of a potential double top that might form. So with this one right here, if it can get above 137, then be aware of that 200 SMA. And then you can see a gap on the daily right between 150-ish to 205. So watch and see if that one can go up and fill the gap. So SPHS. All right. So at this point, I'm kind of liking. I might actually keep an eye on MLNT, and I kind of like OAS just as a slower grind. I might change my chart setup right now. 2 side by side. OAS. I might put OAS over to the side. Just kind of keep it. Just keep an eye and see if this thing gets some volume and slowly grinds up, you know. And so we'll do a combination of one from the watch list and then MLNT as well. So MLNT, you can see. I mean, it's looking beautiful at the moment, but again, very overextended. So see if the 9 EMA will catch up, if it gives you a little bit of a pullback and continues up. So we'll keep an eye both on OAS and MLNT. So for those of you guys that, we'll give a quick plug here for on Amazon. For those of you guys that are at your computers all day, right? Let me try to find my internet connection here. For those of you guys that are on your internet all day and your arms and your elbows, I mean, I'm 40 years old and my elbows are sore because I'm always standing at my desk all day long. And then I got this thing like my wrists are sore as well. You know, like you guys know what I'm saying when you're typing all day long at your computer and stuff. Well, I literally bought these right up here. So I'll give a plug for Amazon right now. If you go to Amazon.com, I actually just bought copper sleeves. So just picture I'm standing at my computer and I'm wearing these copper sleeves on both my elbows right now. And those have been working really good. But I also got these as well just the other day. So these are like my second day using them. Copper gloves. So picture I have the sleeves on and then the gloves. So this is good. I feel good tingling in my wrist here today, so it might be potential healing. So I have gloves and the elbow pads. These are both really good. So give a plug for these guys. If you guys have wrist issues or stuff like that, I'm kind of digging these. So just show you guys here today. That's what I'm wearing. The tingling could be copper poison. Hopefully not. So that's it. See, this is what we do for you guys at the Bullish Bears. Always at our computers trying to help out. Joint pain, all that good stuff. All right, guys. So now we watch and see what happens at open. So again, this is where I like to show you guys with a combination of our watch list. You'll see there's lower, medium, and higher float stocks. You know, you'll see, you know, many times on our watches, 1 or 2 will get some decent volume. And these are kind of like, with our watches, you can kind of momentum slash kind of swing trade, like a longer term, like momentum type of play in the mornings, where you'll see many a times they just kind of grind up and they go slow. Whereas with trade ideas, something, let's say, like MLNT, that's a lower float stock. This thing typically is going to do something. It's either going to rip and take off or dump, right? So typically with trade ideas, they pump and dump very quickly, and you got to get in and out of that trade very quickly. Again, many people absolutely love trading that way, right? But ones from our watch list, you'll see many times they'll go up, and then they'll grind for a little bit. It's just less pumping and dumping. So if you're trying to scalp, you know, kind of give you an idea with trade ideas, you might be going on a low floater and trying to scalp 10 or 15 cents within 15 or 20 seconds compared to, you know, you might be able to scalp on our watch list 10 or 15 cents and have 15 to 20 minutes to do it many times. And then many times they're rollover as well. So that's where it's great to have a combination of both on your watch list. All right, so it's 9:29. We'll wait and see what happens at open. So now we wait. Just be aware that it's a little bit overextended with MLNT. Let's go to the daily. I mean, it's definitely got room to run. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. So now let's watch and see if it'll go and break above 163 or 463 and rip up. So just watch for this one to hold 463. See how fast that goes? Real quick, right? 468 to 474. Bam, bam. Right back down, right? Just to show you guys a difference, not saying one is better than the other, but just keep an eye on both of these candles, right? So if you look at, you know, even they're both doing pretty much the same thing at the moment, but you can see 531 down to 525. That's a 6-cent move. 429 up to 474. What is that, 40 or 50 cents? So this is the difference, showing you guys the contrast between a low flower and a high float stock, right? It's all a matter of your preference in trading it. This is very fast. This 1 minute candle hasn't even formed yet. 420 to 474. That's 54 cents. 425 to 531. That's 6 cents. Kind of the difference in the volatility again between a lower float and a higher float stock. So at the moment now, you got to be careful trading at the open if you're new watching this. You know, got to let these patterns play out at this point. You know, MLNT, see if it bounces off this 50 SMA and will reverse and continue up at this point. Right now, OAS still showing some indecision. And the other ones I was watching from this morning, not the greatest. Looks like ESTR. I'm going to let the pattern play out for a few minutes on some of these, and then we'll take a look and see if something else is running. Let me fire up the morning scan. Now watch see if this will hold at 50 SMA, if it can get back up above and get above that 474 area. So let's see if this, nope, failing at the moment. So now high a day, 474. All right, so market's going a little bit, it's going red at the moment. So we'll see many of these plays start to reverse and fall. All right, bunch of garbaccio. There we go. So watching right now with MLNT, see if it holds VWAP. Might have a quick move, potentially reversal back up to the moving average lines. It's got to be careful. It's just bearish at the moment. Moving average lines are bearish, pushing price down. So see if it gets a quick pop back up right between the 50 and these the 9 EMA up here. Possible tweezer bottom formation. OAS bearish at the moment. Let's look at some of these other ones. FRSX. That one's kind of bearish as well. VBIV may be setting up here for a possible break of 73 cents. Nope. Rejection right back down. Well, this one's all over the place. What are you guys seeing? You guys liking anything at the moment? Not seeing anything I'm loving at the moment. Bunch of garbaccio. Lots of garbaccio. Let's take a look at some bearish ones, see if any are selling off. That might be interesting to take a look at. All right, so X US Steel is breaking pre-market highs at the moment. That one's hitting. I think I just saw that one on Trade Ideas. So let's see if it can hold pre-market highs. That's a 1 minute chart. Let's take a look at the daily. This one's gapping up. Keep an eye next up, probably around $16 as resistance. Let me just do this. That whole dollar amount, $16. Kind of has a possible inverse head and shoulder to this. Moving average lines are crossing on the daily. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly's got some room. See if it could also hold that $15. So $15 kind of support area. See if it can get above that $15.50-ish area. And then $16. So you can see right there, you're doing on the hourly. Kind of high wave-ish candle at the moment. So let's see on a 5 minute. Quick move up. Right. Here's pre-market highs at 15.35. Had a quick breakout right there, rejecting at that 15.50-ish level. So at this point, you got to be careful of these tweezer tops forming on the 5 minute. I'm going to move X over to the side for a moment. So you can see this 5 minute candle is still forming on X. It's breaking above pre-market high, rejecting above that, right below that 1550. So it's kind of rotating between that pre-market high and that 1550-ish level. Let's go to a 1 minute chart. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mess right now. I'd like to see personally, I'd like to see a better 5 minute formation on this one. So you can see as it's going and it's rejecting above or below 1550, I'd like to see this candle, obviously you want to see it form higher and then pull back and hold that pre-market high, but now it's rejecting off pre-market highs. All right. Of course, the day I'm streaming today, we got lots of garbaccio. All right. ESTR. Let me take a look, Vladdy. What is that? Easter? Well, so yeah, ESTR just gapped up. Obviously now it's forming kind of a star pattern right here, rejecting right below a whole dollar amount. So now you have a possible reversal formation. So this is actually something to show you guys. Actually, it's a little bit. I'd like to show you better. formation on the 5-minute chart. I actually made a video for you guys. I'm working on a penny stocks course for you guys. We actually have 2 courses coming in the probably next week or 2 for you guys. We're going to have an advanced options course, which is going to go over all of trading all the different spread strategies. So we'll have a second course for you guys. It'll be a continuation of our options course. And then we will also have a penny stocks course. So it'll take our basic day trading course and then teach you more how to trade these penny stocks. So with that, I just did a video yesterday on shorting. Again, give you an example, like if you were to look at a potential short, I don't like this example because the candlestick is too big. So $2.30 up to $3 is a big, this is a bigger, a little too big for me on risk management. But like give you an idea, when you see a stock like this gapping up, it gets overextended. Looking at a 5-minute chart, you can see a possible shooting star pattern. This is, again, kind of a bad example. I look at this one right here as a little bit better one. Like X right here. It's rejecting at 1550. You know, I'd like to see a smaller one. Like, let's say if this forms a possible doji or a spinning top, you know, then you could use a candle, you know, if it fails below, let's say that closed right there on 1530. You know, on a 5-minute chart, you can take a potential, right? You look to short potentially below this on a 5-minute using a candle close above that as your stop. Again, you got to watch and see the pattern form. This could continue and break above 1550, but just kind of give you an example. We'll look at some possible setups if there is any that form. Right now, these can't. There you go. See that? It's moving right above that 1550 level on X. So now you want to see 1550. Now I'm going to go to a 1-minute chart on X and see. Again, this is risky, guys, you know. And one like this, the candles are bigger candlesticks further away from the moving average lines. I'd like to see, you know, a retest of 1550, a nice pullback, see if there's a nice bull flag it'll give you. Same thing with, see that with ESTR. So at this point, they're both... Let me move this to a 1-minute chart with ESTR. So now you can see possible ascending triangle-ish pattern. Just remember, again, very overextended past these moving average lines. So at this point, if you want to trade this as safely as possible, you'd like to see it get above $3, see a retest of $3 hold. Ideally, you'd like to see these moving average lines catch up. But... right here, so you can see it's poking up around that $3 range, and you have all these kind of high wave doji candles. Tweezer tops on X right now. Watch for possible reversal. So what I want to show you guys with this is here's 2 of them right here. Perfect example. They're breaking out, but it's not really clear. They're both like overextended. See how they're both farther away from the moving average lines, farther away. You'd like to see a cleaner type of... I personally like to see more of like a bull flag or a cleaner ascending triangle. This is kind of an ascending triangle, but again, see how far it is away from these moving average lines. I'd like to see right here with X, you know, a smaller type of candle, a flag. You can see these flag poles or these candlesticks are kind of large. So, but sometimes if you wait for it, stock will go and it'll break out. It all depends what your risk management is. Some people like to come in and they'll trade this candlestick super, you know, in and out super quickly. Or for others that like to wait for the patterns to form, you wait for the breakout, see if it gives you a nice little bull flag retest. Now don't sleep on OAS. See, here's one from the watch list. Look at this right now. This is what I want to show you guys. Let's go take a look at this one. Nobody's watching it right now. And look what's happening. About 700,000 volume. You guys see this? Now it's forming a possible. Let's see if it can hold. Now, possible V bottom or cup and handle-ish. Now you can see. Let's watch this one right here. While nobody's watching it, I don't think it's hitting trade ideas. Let's see. It's either going to fail, or if it can get above that 531 level, this might be one to watch, right? Super high float. Again, it'll be a grinder. Less pumping, less dumping. All this price action this morning, 531 down to, it still dropped about 15 cents. But again, less pumping and dumping. I want to see these patterns form. If this can go and break above 531 and get a retest and hold, it's maybe one to look at. Or, if it forms a cup and handle, see if there's a handle breakout. You can see, again, the candles are a little bit less all over the place. Possible formation forming right here. This is what I start to like to see here. You just want to see, again, clearly, if this can kind of go and get above that 531 level, see if it'll go and break and hold, right? If it can hold 531 and these moving average lines can push up, this one might be a slow grinder. Oh, dang. Yeah, look at it. You're right. I see where you're saying an MLNT just really lifted right off. Let me put OAS. I'm going to keep this one over on watch over to the side as a slower grinder. Again, this may completely dump or it may form a cup and handle. Got to watch and see. MLNT. Dang, that one really took off. Jeez. Oops. Let me do this. Watch and see if it'll hold the 9 EMA here for a possible cup and handle. So this is what I'm looking at with OAS. Possible cup handle. See if it holds. If it holds, then you can, again, some people might take it as a potential break ahead of time above 530, or other people might wait for it to break above that 531 area, watch it retest, and if it holds, then potentially take a position on it. So I got to watch, again, patterns. So MLNT really overextended at this point. I'd like to see a pullback on it. This one just really took off. Let's look at the 1 minute chart. Yeah, it's definitely overextended at the moment. Again, so you have kind of an inverted hammer here on OAS. I'd like to see if these moving average lines will start to separate right here and see if it can push price above that 531 level. So again, it's kind of moving outside of this handle now. Now it's got to go and ideally break above that 531. If you took an entry down in this area here, you could use kind of like this, 530-ish, 529-ish area as a stop, or right down in here. Or if you're waiting for it to break out, you'd like to see it break above 531, ideally retest and hold, and then see if you can get like a bull flag. Right now, it's possibly tweezer topping at the moment. Needs to get above. You can see clearly above that 531 area. Oh, MLNT looks like it's halted. Let's take a look. Nice job, John. So right here, OAS, careful of, again, tweezer tops. What the heck happened to my chart? So you can see it's caught in between right here, that 520. There we go. Now, if you're watching OAS, you want to see that retest hold at 531. You want to see it break out and hold. See if you get a possible flag formation. So as it's breaking out, watch and see if you get a retest of that 531 for possible confirmation and continuation. You can see moving average line starting to separate. So ideally, you'd like to see, if you're looking at this one, moving average lines catch up, push price up, see if it can hold that 531 area. But this, just want to show you guys patterns, right? You have a cup and handle. If you took it at the break right down here, see, this is where you don't want to see that. You want to see it hold and continue up. But now you can kind of start to draw right there. So this is, it's not holding above that 531 level. So if you were waiting for a breakout and a retest, you didn't get a candle close above 531 and it didn't come back and retest yet. So this is where, you know, again, you can get in an earlier entry. It's a little bit risky because it hasn't broken out and held, or you could wait for the breakout, the retest, and see if the moving average lines will push price above. ESTR, let's look at a 5 minute on that one. So this one right here, a bit overextended. All right, so keep an eye, by the way, on OAS as well. MLNT is opening up. Let's go back to MLNT. This one's crazy. All right, so guys, as you can see right now, OAS is now above that 531 level. Again, a bit overextended. Really didn't give you the best chance if you risked over in here. It's not like it didn't get above and then kind of retest down here. Now it's just kind of gapping up a little bit. So now at this point, just be aware that it's a little bit over, or starting to get overextended at the moment. So I'd watch for, at some point, a possible pullback. Again, you'll see, just want to show you guys this, they're not like huge moves, right? Where you can see down here, broke out of the handle, 529 to 535. Not a big deal, you know, it's 5 or 6 cents. But, you know, if you wait for it to pull back, the pattern can hold, you know, maybe this thing, we'll have to see. You know, let's take a look at a 5 minute. You can see there's kind of your cup. You can even see kind of it's a morning star pattern right here. It's still showing, you had this kind of on a 5 minute. What I don't like is like kind of that spinning top ish candle or high wave ish candle. So at this point, this is what I would want to watch, where you can see it, as it's moving up. I'd like, if you're bullish on it, you want to see it kind of step back and see if it'll give you a flag. Not a bigger candlestick like this, but like smaller ones, like a potential bull flag. Where like, if you get a couple smaller candlesticks that come in here and get this 9 EMA to catch up and push price up a little bit more. But many times you don't get it. Many times it'll kind of break out and then it'll just dump right back down. So at this point, I'd like to see the 9 EMA catch up, see if it flags. And I'd like to see the 9 EMA kind of catch and push it up to move it up further. Kind of like this, but I'd like to see a little bit some smaller candlesticks. Great job, Johnny. And look at that nasty looking high wave candle on MLNT right now. So again, just showing you guys the contrast between lower floaters and higher floaters. You'll see. Just show you guys here on OAS, right? We've been looking at this for several minutes now, and it's not doing much, but you can see patterns. If you got in anticipation of a break, you know, you could look here. You're what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 minutes. So 8 minutes right now to make a decision. You can say, this didn't go the way I wanted, or you can wait and hold, you know, and see, okay, it's been 8 minutes now. You know, is this going to flag or is it going to fail? It's giving you time, right? So here's time to make decisions. This is the difference with higher float stocks. You have 8 minutes in this thing. This may fail and then it goes back down to your entry or so, or maybe a little bit lower, but at least you had time, right? MLNT, you don't have time. You get going down here. I mean, if you didn't get in at the break of this candle, and now everything right here, you don't have time. This is seconds to make a trade. Here's your little doji candle. That's what you like to see potentially right here at a break above that 533-ish right in here. So now at this point, I would kind of reset this. Let's see, okay, that 535 right here, there was my flag. It broke out above that, kind of right here. Kind of your cup, your handle kind of broke out above the top. Here's your flag here. Right here. So now at this point, you want to see it get above 535. If you got in at the break of that doji candle right here, now if this doesn't go and break above 535, you could use a candlestick close below this as your stop if you'd like. So at this point, you'd want to see this 9 EMA catch up and push price above that 535 level. Being aware again, the 5 minute, these candles are still a little bit risky. So this is where, depending on where you're trading this, you know, it has kind of a spinning top, kind of a couple spinning top candles, but on a 5 minute, it's not breaking above. So this is possible tweezer top. So it needs to get above that 535 level. And look at that nasty dump on MLNT. Be careful right here on OAS. Still struggling. Needs to get above that 535 level. Maybe forming a possible ascending triangle. But now you can basically use that 9 EMA. At this point, you can use your 9 EMA as a guide right in here. This blue line. If it doesn't do what you want it to do, if it closes below that 9 EMA, you can consider stopping out at that point because price is right near it. There we go. So that's what you want to see. Now watch. Now you want to see 535 hold. And look at this. So here you go, guys, on a MLNT. Just to show you guys and teach you guys patterns. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline break, head and shoulders pattern. So OAS, head and shoulders are obviously a bearish pattern. So there you go. OAS now at this point, very important support level, 535. It's a bit overextended. So I'd wait if you were looking to potentially trade OAS, watch and wait for a potential pullback. This is exactly why you should pay attention to our watch list, guys. This is the exact reason why. You can chase and you can rush into, again, you know, depending on what type of trader you are, right? There are a lot of people that are really good with getting in and out of trades within seconds. That takes a lot of experience. We teach you that. That's why we're showing you guys this stuff every single day. It takes practice to be able to get comfortable with that. But if you're newer, practice trading our watch lists, right? So here's an example of one that you could have traded and scalped about 10 cents. Now, you know, be careful with it. Now it's possibly, again, reversing. But if you waited, if you took an entry here on the anticipation of the break of the handle, 5:30 to 5:41. You can say how big deal, it's 10 cents. Well, you had about 10, 15 minutes to just kind of let this thing run, scalp your 10 cents, and get out, right? Or you could have waited for the retest right over in here, 5:33 up to 5:41. Not that big deal, 7, 8 cents. But guys, show me today the market, it's just trading sideways. It's a grind. So, but on a days where it's a grind, if you can still scalp 7, 8 cents, not too bad. It's a slower mover. You can look at the patterns. You can see cup and handles. You can see bull flags. You can see potential reversal patterns. At this point now, 550 would be my area on the daily here. Let's see. I'd look at 550 and then look right at that pink line. So I'd say 550 and then that's 50 SMA right there. And be aware right now, this is a big flag pull up, possible reversal. Perfect. All right, cool. I want to show you guys this with OAS too. Possible, let me show you guys what shorting would look like, right? So here's a perfect example of a potential for shorting. Gotta let the patterns form, right? OAS, a bit overextended. ETB means easy to borrow. So ETB, easy to borrow, means they should have shares to locate potentially for a short within Thinkorswim. This is what you start to look for with a short, right? Price kind of moves, it breaks out. You want to look for a smaller candle. You ideally would like to see a 5-minute candle form like a doji or a spinning top. Something like this, like to see the formation hold, right? So let's say like this. So you would want to see a 5-minute formation hold, right? A candle like a doji or a star. And then if you were to take a short, you would take a short when price breaks below this candle using a candle above that as your stop. But you obviously want to see the formation hold first. And then you could short it down, potentially down to the moving average lines. Obviously, with this one right here, you'd like to see more room down here. There's not a lot of profit potential at the moment, but if you had further away where you can scalp 10, 15 cents, you'd like to see that ideally. So I'm not saying too short this one. I was just kind of showing you guys something, what you would start to pay attention to. But obviously this one's still moving up at the moment. So that's like what you would look for. Again, kind of give an example. You'd like to see more room down. There is 539 down to 533. It's 6 cents, down to the 9 EMA in a 5-minute. But there you go. It's still moving up. So that's something that's why I was showing you guys, let the candle formation form, right? So you can see it's still forming. Just wanted to try to teach you guys a little bit on what you'd look for with shorting. At this point, I'd look at that 550-ish level as resistance. Creed's doing a 10 a.m. funny. Creed, are you on the swing trade room today? Still watching to see this 5-minute candle form right here. When you start to see a breakout like this and then smaller candles, that's a warning of potential reversal. Doesn't mean it's going to reverse. It's just a warning. And again, I'd put that 550-ish level, I'd put at some resistance. That $half amount. Awesome, love it. All right, guys, we're going to look at some other ones in a few minutes here, but just want to show you guys what you'd be looking for. I'm going to still keep OAS on watch. You're going to see right here, I'll just put these lines back again. See what happens right here? Let's watch that 5-minute candle formation. Be aware I can't really get a, let me see if I can put a line at 550. Yeah, I can't really get a line up there. But at this point, I was showing you the 5 minute, but let's just go back here. Dang it, why is my charts not moving in? So again, you can see it's a little bit further away from this 9 EMA. You'd like to see it pull back down right over here. See if it'll give you a bull flag. But you gotta see these are star pattern candle, you know, spinning tops. These are potential warning signs. So you'd like to see, again, doesn't mean it won't continue up. But you'd like to see, if you're bullish on it, see it hold. Remember, when price gets farther away from like this, it wants to pull back to the moving average line. Doesn't mean it won't continue up and break out, but you want to see confirmation. Dang, this thing doesn't want to have any chill right now. Also, something to be aware of when you're looking at this. It's less of a pump and, again, less of a dump. Doesn't mean this thing can't fall way far down. But even as far as it is overextended, you know, from the 9 EMA, that's really 2 or 3 cents. Look at this, right, guys? Look at this. It's been riding that 9 EMA as it broke out. So as you can see down here, so 533, going back to this right here, that doji candle that I showed you guys earlier, right here, kind of that flag. There's your 1 minute. If you got in at the break above this, you could have used the 9 EMA as your guide and a stop. You could use a candlestick close below the 9 EMA as your hard stop, or you could decide to take profits out here. But look at how long you could have been in this trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minutes. So you have 12 minutes to make a decision. And here you go. I mean, that's potential for 10 cents. So when you're day trading, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those 10, 15 cent moves. So whether you're doing it with a higher float stock or you're doing it with a stock like MLNT. If I go to a 1 minute chart on MLNT today, you got to say, where would you have traded this? Me personally, I like to look for retests, you know, especially on a low, you know, on these volatile stocks. If you look, you could say maybe, like right here, that's still a 394 to 430. These are big candlesticks. These are risky candlesticks to risk off of. So if I look here, there's really no pattern. So if I was looking to trade MLNT safely on a 1 minute, I don't like any of this. This is all bearish. Had a move right in here, so you can see here, if you got in at the break of this candlestick, you could have maybe gotten in and out here. I just personally don't like the patterns. I like this, right? I like to see a breakout of a pattern, a retest, give me a small kind of doji, a flag pattern in here, a break, then I take my entry, right? But some people love trading this. I just don't see the patterns. I don't like it because easily you can see this went and broke out, but this could easily went right up and boom and reverse back down on you. Again, this is what I would look for here on OAS. Is it going to form a flag right here? Let's go. Actually, that one's a little bit, nope, wrong flag. This is showing a little bit too much weakness for me at this point. But if it can give a possible, this may be, these are just a lot of warning signs. I'd like to see a green hammer or a doji off of here. Right now, this is definitely showing a lot of weakness. Let me go to a 5 minute chart and see what's going on. So there you go, right? So that indecision, remember those lines I showed on that 5 minute? Right here. Be aware on a 5 minute chart, this is very overextended. Doesn't mean it won't go and break out above that 543, but just be aware, this is a star pattern, A star pattern is a potential warning sign of a reversal. Doesn't mean it won't go up, but it's warning. See, hey, this is a doji candle. It's far away from these moving average lines. It's a 5-minute setup. It's saying warning, this thing may want to reverse and come back down. Can it go back above and break it? For sure. But this 5-minute setup is playing out right now on the 1-minute chart. And this may be starting to roll over. All right, so I'm going to leave this one up right now over here for OAS. Let me just kind of reset some of these drawings. We'll look at some other ones, see what's coming up and popping up. So this is where I would look, maybe right here. It's still showing more weakness than I want. Moving average lines are trading sideways. At this point, you'd like to see price get above that 540-ish level and see the 9 EMA push it up. So again, you can see kind of a potential close below that 9 EMA. So it's a warning. Doesn't mean it won't continue up. It's just warning you, hey, this may be starting to reverse. You can see it's bouncing right. That green line is a 13 EMA. At this point, you'd like to see price get above that kind of that inverted hammer, continue up and see if it right there. So it's showing weakness. Sorry, guys, got the landscapers outside. All right, let's take a look at some other ones. So at this point right here, you'd like to see, again, price move up, continue above, and get above that 543, being aware that 550 is resistance. All right, so let's see if there's any good setups. See that weakness, guys? Right here, it's failing that that line right here. See that red line, that 540? This is where you would be aware of a possible short, right? Where I was showing you here. Tweezer tops right here. This was a warning just to show you guys here. This right here, the spinning top candle, that star, you know, big candlestick up, doji pattern, star is warning you of a potential reversal. On a 5-minute right here, that's tweezer tops, really warning you of a reversal. And then here's where shorts are coming in and probably trying to scalp it right back down to the moving average lines. So at this point, I'd like to see this 5-minute chart. At this point, if I was looking at this, I would like to see this thing. I'm not liking it at the moment now. So at this point, I'd want to see it kind of reset. See if it kind of could form a, right now it's not showing you, but see if it can kind of do something like this where the 9 EMA will catch up on a 5-minute. See if it'll kind of like maybe form some smaller candlesticks, maybe a flag, and then continue up. At this point, I don't like it right now. So that's what I'll just kind of keep those drawings up. We'll kind of reset and come back and look at it and see what happens. But there you go. That's it's playing out just like I was showing you guys. All right, so let's go look at some other ones here, see what's happening. This one may be intriguing, potentially. ARCT. Light on volume. If you look at this $8.50 and then this $9 range right in here. Not liking that one as much. As you guys will see, if you're new, my style, you'll see when I'm kind of going through here and I'm scanning through these, I have a 5-minute chart set up because, again, it's about 10:15 in the morning. Patterns are already starting to kind of take place. I'm looking for see, look at this. OAS making a fool of me. Look at that. Now you want to see it 5:43 hold. This thing just wants to keep going. Let me put a line right up here at 5:50. So now, look at that, huh? What a fake out that was right here. So I had the line still there, and this is where it tricked people. Let's go take a look at this one for a minute on a 1 minute. So here you go. It showed weakness, came back down, and then it kind of went and it broke out. This is a nice little fake out. Closed down here. So right in here, people would have started taking their profits. Hey, this is showing weakness. And boom, it went and it took off. And this is where, hold on. Dang, my charts. Now you can kind of start drawing your trend lines here as well. Right here. So let me get rid of... So now at this point, see if it'll hold this angular support line. This is a 1 minute chart. See if it'll give you a flag right now. Be aware of this red candlestick right here. It kind of broke out above 542 and then now it's showing some weakness. Let's look at a 5 minute setup. Man, this is had that bounce right here. Bounce right back up. But again, at this point, you want to see it stay above that 543 level. But technically, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, there's still technically not a 5 minute close below the spinning top candlestick, right? And so here it goes. It's still bouncing. So this is where you determine, you know, if you're going to trade in the 1 minute, 5 minute setup. Again, you saw it price broke below here, but still not a candlestick close. So again, this is where you'll see many times fake outs. That's a perfect example of a fake out right here. And it kind of moved up. This could still reverse, right? So these are warning signs. This could still reverse and fail. But that was kind of a good example of a decent fake out. So at this point, if I was looking at this, this would scare me because the patterns are just kind of, these candlesticks are a little bit too all over the place. So going back to what I was saying before, I just wanted to see this one for a minute. This one would make me a little bit more nervous. I want to see more of a flag, smaller candlesticks. So again, see if this will give you, there's not a good pattern that I'm looking at right here. I want to see something like this. Like, remember I was showing you guys this, like a flag. See if something like that will play out up here. It could also form a possible pennant as well. I want to see some smaller kind of green candlesticks, a handle, or, you know, a hammer or a doji or something right around in this area where the 9 EMA will push it up and see if it gives, you know, a possible entry. So that's what I'd be looking at for OAS. But going back over here, guys, what I was trying to show you guys on this 5 minute, these charts, I'm looking for patterns. So I can kind of zone in. I'm looking at 5 minute patterns, so then I can zone in on a 1 minute chart setup and see if there's something to look at. Like to see something green hold here, so possible hammer. I like to see more of a green hammer here. You can see kind of just a little bit of move up, but now this is where I start to look at it a little bit more, right? So then I kind of see, okay, is this going to be a symmetrical triangle pattern? Let's watch and see. Don't just assume that it is or not. You want to see the pattern form. If it's going to hold within here, then you got to see, okay, is it going to hold? And if so, see if it'll go kind of in this triangle. This may be in a symmetrical triangle. It may form a flat top ascending triangle. See kind of what happens within here. It clearly needs to get above that 544 level. And this 9 EMA is kind of close underneath here. Keep an eye on it as a guide, but it can also, see as it's doing right here, this could also be a head, a left shoulder with a neckline breaking right now. So this is warning. I'd be nervous with this one because this one may be, just to show you guys here, a head and shoulders. Possible head, possible shoulder. And so now you have this neckline. You guys see how it's starting to fail this neckline here? This is a warning. That would make me nervous. Yeah, and there's your 5-minute candle right here. That's showing some bearishness. So that would, you can see head, left shoulder, neckline starting to break. Now you can see a neckline down in here. Doesn't mean it won't go up, but this is warning. This is definitely a warning for reversal. All right, so something over here, what I'd start to look at with, let's say, one like CST. I don't like the pattern right now. It's got a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, kind of a head and shoulders-ish pattern. But here's what I would start to look at and see. You know, it's sloping really downward, but if you get a smaller green candle or something here, see if it can kind of go. I'd like to see the 9 EMA catch up and be a little bit slanted upwards. This is kind of too slanted downwards of a flag, but I'm just looking for these patterns of things to potentially take a look at for you guys. Not seeing great setups. So this is where I kind of take a little bit of a little closer look. These are candles that are all over the place. Had a whole head and shoulders-ish pattern. I would kind of just draw patterns right here so you can see. This is where you don't want to get totally faked out and be like, oh, that's a bull pennant. That's going to go and break out. Well, not necessarily, right? So you got to kind of look in on this. This is a 5-minute setup. Got a lot of wicks all over the place. I look right here and I would say, okay, $4. Needs to get above that $4 level. So if I was to take a look at this, you know, I'd like to see not the 9 EMA sloping down, but curling up, giving a, you know, maybe a doji, a smaller green doji, or a hammer candle. Give it a little bit better of a pattern. But I'm trying to hunt, at this point, I'm hunting for patterns right here. So you guys can show you guys over here, pattern showing weakness over here. See, it's still failing these trend lines. Super important. Patterns, trend lines, all that good stuff. So at this point, just seeing lots of bearishness. This is what I think I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go down to the nightly scan bearish one. X may have a triangle on the 5. Looks like it will probably fail. Let's take a look at X. Do you guys see how this played out over here? Just what I was showing you guys, right? Head, left shoulder, failing the neckline right up in here, down here, right back down to the moving average lines. Let me take a look at X. Yeah, it's showing some potential weakness. Right here, you can see a head, kind of left shoulder, right shoulder. Yeah, definitely showing some weakness. So Chris, or who was this saying that? EMW was just saying, possible failing of the triangle. It's definitely showing some weakness at the moment. You can see kind of up here a head at this candle, left shoulder, right shoulder. Doesn't mean it can't go. It needs to get above that, kind of like this. Right here, that right shoulderist range. Resetting on the OAS. Watch and see if it gets a bounce off the 9 EMA. See if it gives you a smaller candle. See if it'll hold. I still don't really like the pattern on it right now, but if it gives you a smaller candle, it's one that you might say, okay, maybe I'll risk off of that. If it gives you a smaller hammer or smaller doji, maybe it'll reverse and bounce off this 9 EMA and continue up. So at this point, I'd like to see right there, you can see that 544 high a day. You can see that left shoulder around 542 right in here. So at this point, if you were to risk off of it, see a smaller green candle ideally here, and then you could use a close below the 9 EMA on the 5-minute as your stop if you were to look if the pattern forms and holds. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go down here. Okay, so this is one that might start to intrigue me. I can see SESN, possible cup and handle, right? So I can kind of go in over here or even over in here. So you can see kind of a cup pattern. Let me just draw the lines here. That 150, that $half amount is going to be an important level to keep an eye on. It's a little bit too close to that 150 that I'd like. But if you guys can see, you guys see how I'm hunting for these patterns, right? And I'm drawing my lines. I can see, possible cup and handle. But then if I zoom out a little bit, I'm connecting my trend lines. I can see, well, maybe this is also, let's do this. Right? You guys see how it's taking a little bit different of a stance now? I saw this and I'm like, oh, cup and handle potentially bullish, but now I can see falling wedge. Doesn't mean, again, falling wedges can break out for sure, but just be aware that this could also be getting a pop back up to resistance, and now this may reject and fall. So you guys can see falling wedge-ish pattern, but you could get tricked into thinking it's something else as well. So there is still possible cup and handle. It can still potentially pop up there, but you have to find these patterns so you can start and then zoom in there to make your educated trading decisions. Just still keeping an eye on OAS here, letting that 5-minute pattern form. As you guys can kind of see right here, this was a morning star pattern. It went and it broke out. And then what happens, it took off. So here's your 5-minute. This is where I like the 5-minute chart. Again, you can see it's very overextended. It took 15, 20 minutes or so to come back down, right? So this is warning you a little bit, comes back down. You want to see it come back down. People want to take their profits, right? Gets overextended, wants to pull back down. Now, let's watch and see. See if it gives you a green candle hold here, and we'll continue up. All right, let's go through some of these other ones. This one might be, just to kind of show you guys what I'm looking at here. It's not perfect, but it's kind of like a bear flag or a bear pennant-ish pattern. So this is where you would kind of look in for potentially, it's still a little bit too crazy for me, but this is to kind of show you guys where, you know, if you were to look for a possible short on this, you know, you can see just kind of connecting your trend lines right around it in this area here. So you can see a pennant starting to fail the pennant. This is where bears would, geez, look at OA. Look at this, guys, 550. Watch this area right here. Look at this one, huh? There you go. So 550, important support level now. So you guys see that? This is what I was showing you guys before. I was looking for a green candle, right? If you were to take a trade on this, you could have right here. Risk off of a break of 542 using a candle below the 538 as your stop or the 9 EMA. And there you go. Watch for a retest now on 550. Very overextended. There you go. So 541. Here you go, guys. Patience. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Patience, patience, patience. Our watch list. This is an exact example of what we're trying to teach you guys every single day. It's 10:30. Let's see if OAS is hitting high a day. Does anybody see OAS on Trade Ideas right now? I don't. I'm just scrolling down right in here. I don't see OAS. And look at that. Right here on our watch list. Fantastic setup right here from 542 to 538. You have a 4-cent candlestick you're risking off of with a boom right at the break above that 542 up to 559. Well, you could have also scalped in here 10 cents or so a little bit earlier. Had a breakout, pulls back to the 5 EMA, breaks above. And then obviously if you're in a trade like this, you got to take your profits within here. It's a big candlestick right here. Went and it broke out. And there you go on our watch list, guys. This is stuff where that's why we try to tell you guys, keep an eye on this stuff right here. It's not hitting anybody's radar. It's a higher float stock. You're able to play the patterns, right? I showed you the patterns playing out. It's 10:30. Nobody's looking at it. It has almost 3 million volume. And there you go. 543 up to 559. You could have scalped another, you know, out of that 16 cents. Maybe you scalped 10 cents there. If you scalped 10 cents earlier, there's 2 10-cent scalps you could have played off patterns within an hour today. And managed your risk really well. You could have had, like I was showing you guys before, really good tight stops. Using stops on the patterns, you know, like back here at the, you know, a close below the top of this cup or the top of the cup pattern. The other one that I showed you before in the 1 minute was the close below that flag or the 9 EMA. And then this one right here, I wouldn't take, again, if you're new, you don't take a trade here right now. This is too big of a candlestick. It's overextended. You want to watch it come back down to 550 and see if it'll form at this point. Now it's a mess at this point. It's got to contend with this wick. But at this point, you want to see it on a 5 minute come back to the 550 level. And it's very far from this 9 EMA. You guys remember when I showed you guys before? I was showing you, be careful on the 5 minute, it wants to pull back, right? So see how far it was? It came back down here. Now look at how far, let's just reset the drawings. Look at how far this candlestick is from that 9 EMA now. Very far. Doesn't mean it can't continue up, but it's very risky. These are resistance levels. You want to buy near support levels. So this is a big green candlestick. At this point, I'd watch and see, is there going to be, you know, some smaller, you need this 9 EMA to really catch up, and you want to see some smaller candlestick, kind of like you see down here. You'd want to see something like that again. But there you go. That was your breakout. If you took it right the break of this candle, you'd obviously want to take your profit somewhere up in there. Is this making sense to you guys? You guys following me on this? I'm hoping it's helping you. Awesome. Love it, guys. It's patterns, right? Patterns, 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 peeps. That's what I like to say. And if you're like, patterns, what the heck are you talking about? Well, right over here, we have a couple courses right here. We have our candlesticks course, our basic one, our advanced candlesticks course, and our ebook, right? We also have our wallpaper backgrounds. If you see right here, you can see I have one of our wallpaper backgrounds right in here. So this is the stuff I look at. It's in my subconscious all the time. That's why you'll see me, guys, like all these, I'm always doing my best to try to find these patterns. Patterns will fail. They're not foolproof, but you want to find these patterns so you can help to manage your risk better, right? Here was a cup and handle. I drew a handle before, right? On this one that we were just looking at, OAS, you can see technically your entry is a hold above the top of that, a retest or a hold above the top of that cup. You could, many times, people will get in at the break of this handle. Again, that's a little bit riskier. You get a better entry, just a little bit riskier. So many times you'll miss the entry on the cup and handle if you wait for the retest of the cup. That's what happens. Flags, here was a flag, right? Or this is a rising 3 or kind of a flag as well. As it's going to break out, you can use your stop right down in here. So again, this stuff's all on our website. We teach you all this stuff in our courses. Again, download our ebook and our wallpapers. Take our courses. Learn this stuff. If you're new, if you think you're just going to come in here or follow some guru or some chat room service and just copy everybody's trades and feel like you're going to become a millionaire trading that way, you're going to fail, right? You're not going to make it as a trader that way. How you're going to make it is what I'm showing you this morning. Patience, a grind, right? This took time. This didn't happen right away, right? We were looking, not much was going on this morning. We're just, there's just not many plays to look at. MLNT, which was on everybody's, watch us, show me where you trade this. How do I, if I'm trade, so here's, again, so I'm going to go into my rant. It's my time of day to go on a rant, right? So here is what you got to think about. If you're new and listening, listen to what I'm saying right now. It's very, very important. MLNT, you can go back to the start of my pre-market today. It was on the high day of trade ideas. It was on, it was on everybody's list, right? So everybody's watching it. Looks fantastic. This is what you like to see, right? You want to see stuff like this. This is a great looking setup right here. Boom. Here's a flag. That looks fantastic, right? This is also the pre-market. Show me where you see this during market hours. Show me where you see that flag, right? I don't see one. Here's a 5-minute chart right here. It completely sucks. This is a terrible chart. But you know what happens? Right here. You guys see this right in here? You know what happened here? Newbies got crushed. You know why? Because some chat room service is probably in here. Go into here. Who knows what the hell someone probably did. They probably, what probably happened is maybe a chat room person, maybe got at the break of this, right? And then a new person, because they don't know what the heck they're doing. They're trying to follow a guru. Oh man, how do I do my limit order? Oh shoot, that didn't work. What do I do? Oh darn, I didn't get filled on that order. Okay, what do I do? Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna buy perfect. Damn, I can't figure it out. Okay, my order just went through. Boom, right here. My whole point being is this is new traders getting suckered in way out here. The gurus and the top people are not buying out here. They ain't stupid. That's resistance levels, super overextended right here. And this is where new traders get trapped. So they get suckered in because it's on trade ideas. It's a high day, right? Look up here. I have it on my Thinkorswim scanner. It's the highest stock of the day right now. I'm looking at trade ideas. Boom, I'll show you guys right now. It's on everybody's list right here. Let me just move it up right here. Here's trade ideas, gapping stocks, MLNT. Here it is on Thinkorswim, MLNT. And guess who's buying out here? Not the guru, not the top chat service. It's the new trader that's buying right out here because they probably saw it off a halt. Oh my God, it's off a halt. When it opens up, this thing's going to take off and it's going to run. And they're like, oh my God, it's going to break $6. And what did it do? It rejected right below $6 right there because some guru was saying, hey guys, let's watch and see if MLNT is going to break $6. And then a new trader's like, oh, let me get in right now because it's going to break $6. And what does it do? It goes from $5.90 to $4.95 right off that. Just lost $1. Now the new trader's panicking. Oh my God, what the heck do I do? I'm down $1,000. I just bought 1,000 shares. Oh, maybe it's going to, yep, perfect. It's going to bounce. It's going to go back up again. What did it do? It created a head, a left shoulder, right shoulder, broke this neckline. Now you're down to 440. Panic sets in. What do? You're screwed. This is why we teach you guys candlesticks, patterns, support, resistance, all of that stuff. So while you are trapped over here, I don't like any of this setup. This entire 1 minute setup sucks. I would never even look at this. Will some traders trade this and scalp and make money? Absolutely. You got to have cojones of steel, and good for you if you're going to do that. You can make money doing it this way, but the typical new trader is not going to. That's for me personally. Instead of trying to scramble and try to make my 10 cents over here, I'm looking over here and I'm saying, let me look at this nice pattern, kind of broke out, perfect. It's holding this it's holding this 9 EMA. Here's a 5-minute candle, 538 to 542. This is 4 cents. Okay, 4 cents. Do I have the potential to make at least 8 cents? At least 2 to 1. There's the potential of it. All right, perfect. If I get in at the break above this candle, I can use that as my stop. Looking, okay, 550. That was the important resistance level right in here. Cool, it broke out. Okay, this is very overextended. I risked 4 cents. Now I'm up 542 up to 559. All right, so I'm up 16, 17 cents. I risked 4 cents. I would consider, okay, I should probably take my profits right now. Do you understand? Like, I'm actually able to make that decision over here. I can think about it. I can think logically. I can look at patterns. I can make a decision. Back here, you can't. It's panic. And you have to know exactly what you're doing, and you need to be in and out of this thing like lightning. If you didn't get in at the break of this candle, everything after this is chasing. Lon, that's funny. So there you go. So, and we showed you guys twice today. There was 2 really good setups on this one. There was right here on this candle, that green one, right? On the 5-minute. And then there was also the other one where it kind of, going back to, we were looking kind of at high a day right in here. So you can see it had this here. What is this pattern here? I'm going to show you guys. You have a red candlestick down, a hammer, and a green candlestick. What is that? That is a morning star pattern. If you want to see if we actually teach you that, go to our course, go to our advanced options course. You can scroll right down here and you will see morning star pattern. Let's click on a morning star pattern. Oh, here's a video on how to trade a morning star pattern. If I go right down here to read more, what's a morning star pattern? Candlestick falling down, another smaller one, and a bullish one. We have orange and green as our orange and blue as our colors. Again, blue, we're just different, right? We just like to be different as a community. So orange, kind of like a bearish color. Blue is bullish, just to be more artistic. Here's your 3 pattern setup. Boom, right above, let's say that blue candlestick right here with a candle below that as your stop. Go back over here. You could have right here. So this is where you could have risked here with a candle. So just showing you guys a break above that 530 with a close below that as your stop. Or you could have waited for it to break above the top of that cup pattern. So you do see a morning star pattern, but then it was also showing on a 1 minute. It was a little bit better. kind of a cup and handle, right? So I was showing you guys cup, and then there was that handle back over in here, right? Kind of in here. So this is that old adage of, do you want to get in anticipation of the break of the cup, right? So you can do that. It's a little bit riskier, but again, you get a better entry, and then you could watch and see if the top of that cup will hold, or you could have waited till it broke above that candle or the top of that cup, and then gotten in right over. You can see it broke out, and then right here, bam, cup and handle broke out. There's your bull flag. Now you get in right there, that 533 level. Got it overextended up here. That's what I was telling you guys before. Hey guys, consider taking your profits very overextended. So you make your 7 or 8 cents, whatever it is up there. Now it starts to fail and kind of close, shows weakness down in here. So that was, again, a perfect cup, handle, retested the cup. Take some profit up here. I was telling you guys, obviously, hey guys, this is kind of a grind today. If you can make your 7, 8 cents, not so bad, right? Boom. Then now, again, we had that 5-minute setup. You can see that we had the 5-minute chart. I was showing you guys, I was like, keep an eye on this thing getting overextended. And then right in here, and what did it do? Right above here. So now you could have said, hey, I'm going to wait for it to break above high a day right in here to get your entry, but you would have probably missed it on a 1 minute. You could have saw the moving average lines were kind of pinching and starting to separate in here. So you could have potentially taken it right in here, but that's why I have the 5-minute, and the 5-minute showed you guys right here. That's why I was showing you guys right at this candle, right in this green one. So now having that chart set up, boom, right down in here. Once we saw that hold that 9 EMA, look at a 1 minute, then you would have gotten your 1 minute entry here, and then obviously take your profits up in there. Let me take a look. MLNT, 5-minute. So I'm scared to trade it, but MLNT is breaking a 5-minute triangle. All right, so are you referring to a symmetrical triangle? So just kind of drawing a triangle right here. If I was kind of trying to eyeball it. So guys, me personally, I like bull flags. I like ascending triangles. I do not like symmetrical triangles. I just don't like them. Just not my thing. Especially on low floaters, I do not like ascending triangles. I just don't like them. And again, me personally, I'm not a low floater trader. That's why you'll see I like the medium. I like to play over in this arena. Look, I showed you guys 2 scalps. I don't want to play around with this stuff. This thing goes up 580 or 480 to 527 and right back down. I don't like this That's the thing is, like, I'm looking for patterns and I don't really get them over in here. And just showing you guys, by the way, over in here. Remember I was telling you guys going back, I was saying be careful of this wick right in here. Well, look at it. It couldn't break above this wick. And there's your tweezer tops right back down. So at this point, if you were to look at this one for OAS, you'd like to see something like this green candle again above that 9 EMA in a 5-minute. Right now, I don't like it. So this is where I'm hunting for, guys, is these patterns and these setups. And again, I'm not trying to discourage you from trading the low floaters. I'm just trying to tell you, you have to know and have the patience to trade them. You need a good daily breakout, and you need a really good pattern setup. So same thing, again, if you're not going to do it on a 5-minute and you're going to do it on a 1 minute, you still want to find these patterns. You still want to see stuff like this, right? You want to see it hold that 9 EMA and go up. So going just even strictly on 1 minutes right here, on a 1 minute setup, if you were looking at this triangle, maybe in here, it's still, for me, kind of risky. Maybe you would have looked at this one right in here. you know, and look, so, and it goes and breaks out right there. I don't like it though, because I want to see, me personally, again, I'm different. Everybody's a different type of trader. I want to see this right in here going to a 1 minute chart setup. If you want to just pretend you see this on MLNT, this is what I want to see right here. You guys see that? It's like a bull flag pattern. I want to see this. I want to see it go up, retest, give me an entry and a breakout with a small candle here off of a bull flag, or maybe an ascending type of triangle, right? Or again, possible like a cup and possible handle-ish, right? I like to see a little bit smaller of a candlestick, to be honest. I like to see something more like this. But I want to see this type of stuff. Let it go up, come back down, get in off a breakout, and risk, you know, smaller type of candle. I don't want to go over here and see this and say, here's a 1 minute. This is your entire 1 minute complete and total, I want to say garbage. It's just too much. Again, there's so many people that day traders are playing in this arena all day long, and that's great. You can make great money doing this, but if you're not quick, this is what happens. If you don't get in on something like this and get it out real quick, you have to be very careful. Look, this is all trading sideways. You have to be super quick on that. You can make really good money, but you have to know what the heck you're doing. And as I'm going through this, show me where that bull flag is. Maybe somewhere in here. It's still quick, right? Maybe somewhere in here. But it's not as clearly defined as something like this. Let's look at it. It's just kind of just trading sideways. Let's see if we can find any more examples from this morning. You know, here's the second move, ESTR. This one's up 100% on the day. Find those bull flags here, guys. This is a bull flag right here. Find that bull flag on this chart. I'm searching. I'm not really seeing it. FRSX. Find that bull flag. Again, they happen all the time, right? Today, it's a challenging day, but look at the market, right? So if I reset my charts here and show you guys momentum, I have so many dang charts. Oops. Momentum, which one is it? I think it's this one. Tony, we have lots of diverse, the problem is with me, if you have me that's a lot more in the day trade room, I can't do the other things like the course. I don't have the ability, my brain is not a multitasker. If I'm on a trade room, I'm not making courses and videos and all of that other stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't like being in a chat room for 2 hours a day. It exhausts me. So I try to do the best I can. We got lots of diverse people trading and teaching. And we also want to have several different perspectives, right? So I'm poo-pooing. That's my phrase I like to use, poo-pooing. I'm poo-pooing low floaters, not because they're bad. I just don't like low floaters. But there's many people in our day trade room that love low floaters. That's why you have Dan and Creed and, teaching low floaters. I'm just not a fan of them. But you can still take what I'm teaching you this morning and translate it to the low float stocks. You just got to find the patterns, right? So kind of going back, let's go back to here to show you guys the futures right here. Here's the futures today. So if you're wondering why the heck the setups suck and they're not great today, well, look right here. Here's your market today. Bunch of garbaccio trading sideways up near resistance. You have this spinning top kind of candle. It's indecision. All that, this tiny little candle and this garbage that you see trading sideways like this translates to everything you see over here. But you can still make money trading these types of markets. Where in a day that might be a green day, like these green days, the low floaters might be awesome these days. On these spinning top days, they might suck, right? But that's where you could still come in and still trade and scalp. On a day like here, maybe you make 20 or 30 cents on a stock. But on these spinning top days, this is where you might have to grind out and get your 7, 8, 10 cents. But either way, when if you're trading these huge green days or these spinning tops right in here, you got to find the patterns, right? Don't listen to chat rooms and gurus and pumpers, right? Thanks, MM. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dean. EMW says, I like when you talk about Bali. Oh, and Angel's trolling me right now. I love it. I love it. Yeah, guys, if I did this 5 days a week, my head would spin. After this, I got to go take a nap. Speaking of which, I got to get a new chair for laying out in the sun. It's June 19th. I'm in Connecticut, and you still can't get 2 or 3 consecutive sunny days. So typically after my stream, I'd maybe go and take a little bit of a walk. Maybe I'll walk to the end of the apartment complex and back because I hate the gym. I hate the gym. And then on a sunny day, I would get one of those little layout chairs. By the way, I bought a layout chair on Amazon last year. If you guys are looking to buy one, I'll show you what not to buy. This chair sucked. It was at Amazon.com. It was a layout lounge chair. Layout lounger. Let's look at this one. Yup, I think this is the piece of garbage I got. Is this something like this one? Maybe not. Oh, it was by Ostrich. I don't think I got the ladies one. Oh, who knows? I probably got the ladies one for all I know. It was something like this one. This Ostrich brand, it was Ostrich. That's what it was. What is it? Ostrich. I need to get a new one. Let's put it that way. This one looks a little bit better. I think it was maybe... It looked somewhat like this, but I think it had 2. And the frickin' thing, like down here, it's just all like leaning to the side. It all broke on me. But what I do like about it is you can put your head down on it like this. Yeah. So maybe I got to get this one to support myself. I've gained some weight. So I'm over 200 pounds now. So I think I need the 3 things here to give myself some more support. I consider maybe something like this. But that Ostrich one I got, it just kind of completely leaned over and broke on me. So I need something more sturdier. There is some benefit to being able to put your head down here when you're looking down. So there you go. I got to get a new lounge chair. But my whole point being, we can't get 2 consecutive days of sun in Connecticut right now. It's mid-June. Shopping advice. Yes. Oh, speaking of which, guys, we'll do a little shopping before we're ending. I did make a decent purchase yesterday. It is summertime, so for those of you guys that are looking for... I can't speak for the ladies because I buy men's sandals. Reef, by the way, give Reef a little plug. I took advantage of their first time buyer yesterday. I put in my email. I got a coupon because I can vouch for these ones right here. I was trying to get Dan to buy these ones. These Reef modern sandals. I have a pair right now and they're lovely. I love them. These are fantastic right here. Super comfortable. Very durable. You can take advantage of putting your email in. These are the ones I have. And these have held out really nice. They actually kind of, I don't know if I like this. They kind of almost exfoliate the bottom of your foot. So you actually get the dead skin here. I'm not a fan of that. However, they're very comfortable. So these are fantastic sandals right here. So I have these. And then yesterday I went to Macy's. I bought the brown ones right here. So I ordered the brown ones from Macy's, and I was like, hey, do you guys have any more colors? And Macy's says, no, we only have the black and the brown. So then, me being a shop addict, I go home and I said, I really like these sandals. I wonder if anybody else makes these. So I typed in Reef sandals, and then I said, let me go to Reef directly. And then, look what happened. I went to Reef directly, and I saw all these lovely colors. We can see the black and the browns. These ones, these are kind of like not as stylish. This is something probably Dan would wear. He'd probably put on his Under Armour t-shirt and his gym shorts and wear these. And that's what I would say. Dan, don't buy these ones. Buy these ones. Or buy these ones. Or buy these ones. Right? So what I did last night, I bought 4 of them. I bought these ones right here. And I said, nope, I ain't buying the Dan sandals right here. Then I bought these ones, and these ones. And I took 20% off my order, so I got 4 of them, and I'll return the pair that I ordered from Macy's yesterday. My whole point being I can vouch for these sandals. They're extremely comfortable. They're durable. They kind of exfoliate the bottom of your skin if you're into that. Really good stuff. All right. What else we got here? I think I'm done for the day, guys. Let's take one last quick look at OAS. See if anything's happening with that. And we'll end the stream. Go back to the one we were looking at earlier. So OAS. Yeah, this one's kind of all over the place at this point. So it is kind of holding the 9 EMA. It's just a pattern. So this is where it just becomes a little bit... At this point, you can say, oh, it's holding the 9 EMA in a 5-minute. I'll get in here. Maybe. You want to see it hold that 550 level. But it's got a little bit... This kind of messes things up, this big red candlestick. It just makes it a little bit riskier than back over in here, right? Doesn't mean it won't continue up, but it's just got a lot more to contend with. All right, so guys, I'm going to start to wrap up this stream. I'll show you guys. Keep an eye over here. By the way, Reef, really great. Again, nice plug for Reef. They are the Reef Modern. Make sure you put in your email address and get 20% off from them. I highly recommend the staple of the all black ones. Should be your number ones that you get. Number 2, can never go wrong with a brown pair. Or even these light ones. But this is where I would say, don't be like Dan and buy these ones. Dan's going to hate me. All right. And avoid these ostrich chairs. The ostrich chair I got sucked. I got to find a new one. But these are pretty decent. Something like this. I got to find a new one. This looks a little bit more sturdier over here. It's also a little bit more expensive. This looks, as you guys can see, this looks a little bit more stable than this one over here. So I got to buy a new lounge chair. But going back to our website, guys, keep an eye out. At some point, the next course that's coming out, maybe by the end of this week, if not beginning of next week, you'll see an advanced options course. So it'll be a continuation of our options course. Again, if you're new, learn the different strategies. We're teaching you guys, again, if you're in our day trading room listening, when the market starts trading sideways and doing stuff like, going over to here, where it becomes a little bit challenging to trade and it's like, oh man, what do I do? This is kind of a crappy week. Nothing's really moving. Well, that's where you can do, other types of strategies with options. You can do, spreads, you can do iron condors, all that kind of good stuff. Learn other different strategies, which we teach you, again, up in our courses. So you can take our basic options course. We'll have our secondary options course coming soon. And then I'm working on probably another week or two. So that the advanced options one, that'll be coming next. And then the next one will be a penny stocks course. That'll be kind of delving a little bit in more, kind of the stuff I was teaching more today. kind of getting more of the guts of the penny stocks. And then for members, right up here, we have a whole next level training library for our yearly members. So if you're a yearly member, we have a next level training library in here. And it just shows to show you guys here. We're working on this section right here. So this is the golden nuggets. These are all like kind of quicker videos, like, you know, for those that have short attention spans like me, where you're like, hey, just kind of get to the point. You know, there are some people that troll me on YouTube that said, this guy, all he does is ramble. Nothing triggers me more when somebody puts like, this guy won't shut up. Hey, you know, you'll find his content, you know, 12 minutes in. I'm like, okay, I guess I was rambling on that video. But other people, I'm like, well, geez, we give you great content, you know, like it's freaking free. We're giving you free, really good content. And they got to be, you know, so you get the trolls, and other times I do ramble. So bottom line, if you don't like my ramble, don't listen to my videos. That's simple, right? So we try to make it a little bit, this is the less rambling section under golden nuggets. But then we have all our sections over in here, and we have our options section over here. Look at all of these videos. Holy cow, that's actually a lot of, I didn't realize it was that many. So this is the upgraded section. So our options course won't have all, this is like all like, I mean, Signet's awesome. Mike, who's in our swing trade room, I mean, he's a beast. Look at all these videos he's put together. Like, he holds nothing back in these videos right here. All these videos are like really teaching you how to trade options. I'm not putting all the secrets in our advanced options course. That's back here. So if you upgrade to our yearly membership, you'll get all of just like all that's, look at that on options. Other places are going to charge you thousands of dollars for this stuff, or they might not even give you this information. You have to get all the super extra private coaching sessions and all that stuff. So this is what our next level library looks like, and just all the good stuff in here. So if you upgrade to our yearly, you'll get access to all this. And again, we do our day trade watch list, swing trade watch list down over here. So bookmark these links. And we have a real-time options alert service as well as our alert setups here. So if you want to follow the trades that we do, you can subscribe up over in here. Please don't expect us to like grow your brokerage accounts without you knowing what the heck you're doing. If you want to get rich quick, you're not going to do it in the stock market. If you're looking for us to, you know, make your brokerage account bigger and you're not willing to do the work, then pretty much go somewhere else. Don't come to us. We're not, you know, we're a handout company. We're a hand up company, not a handout. So if you're looking for a handout, go somewhere else. Somebody would love to take your money. We're not like that. Like, we're all about trying to help you here. So these are things to help you out and give you a hand up, but you got to take the work. You got to put in the work. It's going to take a long time to become a good trader. And that's why we have our trade rooms and our courses and all this stuff to help you out. So that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you all have a great rest of your day. Welcome, Russ. Glad to have you. And I will see you guys all later. Enjoy.